Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tips for Event Staff. My name is Blessing. As you all know, I'm the brand representative of the School of Event Staff. It is my duty to always contribute to the overall success of the event staffing industry by providing weekly tips for event staff. Before we dive right into today's topic, have you purchased our ebook? Our ebook comprises of the 10 guiding principles that will help you navigate through the event staffing industry. This ebook is your blueprint to attaining success in the event staffing industry. Are you a model, a brand ambassador, an usher, and you're finding it difficult in the event staffing industry? This book is for you. This book will help you with self-development. It will help you with the wisdom of savings. It will help you navigate through casting dilemma. It will help you come out of low self-esteem and many more. This book is value packed and it is worth every of your penny dropped. Click the link on our bio to make a purchase. Welcome back. On today's episode of Tips for Event Staff, this particular tip is basically for models who are representing brands, right? The topic is maintaining professionalism on social media posting for models representing brands, right? That's our topic for today. It is important to respect confidentialities and timelines set by brands and agencies that you work with. Before a brand officially releases a collection, please restrain from posting the collection or posting any related content that you have worked with them on social media before they officially release their collection, right? So here are a few constructive tips that would help you navigate as a growing model in the event industry. Number one on our list will be confidentiality agreements. Ensure you always go through any document you're meant to sign before you represent a brand. Try as much as possible to read through the confidentiality agreement. Try as much as possible, or they might give you a non-disclosure agreement form to read. Ensure that you read this agreement form provided by the modeling agency or by the brand itself, right? Most times, in most cases, you might be given two forms to actually fill. One might be non-disclosure agreement and the other can be confidentiality agreement. They are both the same, right? You can be given both. It could be confidentiality agreement or it could be non-disclosure agreement, right? You must try as much as possible to read this agreement form. So at the end of the day, you don't end up going against the policies in that agreement form without knowing or mistakenly, right? This might include not sharing any details or images of unreleased collection that you just modeled for, right? Number two on our list will be respecting the brand strategy, right? Brands have specific marketing strategies and releasing schedule, right? They don't release if you just model for a brand, for example, they don't release that collection immediately. So posting brands collection prematurely can actually disrupt the plans and impact of the brand's overall campaign effectiveness. So you must be very careful, right? When you are modeling for a brand, don't just go and start posting their pictures on social media, right? Because they also have competitive brands that they do not want to share their collections with until their release date, right? So you posting it prematurely because you're a model that they brought in to come and model the brand, it doesn't mean that you should just go and start posting the collection on social media. You know, most times models usually take pictures of themselves, when they are modeling for a particular brand, right? Out of excitement, they might just go to social media and just go and start posting. It could ruin that brand campaign effectiveness on social media, right? Because they've not released it yet. So because you are opportune as a model to represent that brand, it shouldn't give you the right to start posting their collection prematurely or when they've not released that collection yet. So you must try as much as possible to be very careful with what you do as a model, right? When you are representing a brand. Number three is maintaining professionalism. As a model, you must demonstrate professionalism by waiting for the brand's official announcement before sharing any content relating to their collection, right? It shows that you are actually very professional with your dealings, right? And this shows respect for the agency you work with. It also shows respect for the brand that you work with, And this could also make the brand maintain a relationship with your agency, right? Because of your professionalism. It simply shows that you understand professionalism. You understand, you know what it takes. You know what it means to work with a brand, right? By waiting for the brand's official announcement, and after they've posted their collections, before you post the pictures of you, maybe behind the scenes and everything, right? It simply shows that you understand professionalism, right? And you're cooperating with the agency, right? And you're cooperating with the brand, it depicts professionalism a lot. And if you are this kind of model who maintains professionalism, the sky is your limit. Number four is complying with agencies' guidelines, right? Always ensure to follow agency's guidelines, right? Regarding social media posting or content sharing, right? They are there to support you and to ensure that you represent yourself and the agency professionally. They are always there to support you. So always try as much as possible to be on your A game, right? If there's anything you do not understand regarding the agreement form or anything or any of the guidelines, communicate with the agency, right? They will give you clarification on the things that you need to do and things you shouldn't do. After you have worked for that collection, don't just see it as, oh, you can just do anything you like. An agency recruited you for that brand, so you must respect that agency and follow their procedures, follow their guidelines and their policies, right, in order to align with the principles of the brand that you are working with. And do not forget that the agency that has recruited you for this brand is standing as an intermediary between you and that brand. So any questions you have, anything you need, you have to always go back to that agency and refer to them, right? If there's anything you do not understand, you need clarifications, right? Do not neglect the agency that has recruited you for this brand. So you must also follow their lead because you are their model. Like I said, they are an intermediary between you and the brand. So you must show respect to the agency. Like I remember when this same social media posting and content sharing has also happened to me as an agency, right? Where I recruited some models for a brand, right? After they finished shooting, my model went on social media and posted the collection of the brand, an unreleased collection. Just imagine that. And she didn't just only post it, she actually tagged the brand that she modeled for. And this was the same day that we actually did this shoot. On my getting home, I found out that the management are already reaching out to me, asking me what is going on, that my model tagged them on Instagram. When I went to check my model's story, I found out that she posted the collections, the behind the scene and everything. That is lack of professionalism. I had to tell her to bring down the post, right? That singular act actually ruined my relationship with that particular brand. And that was my first project with that brand. And that was the last time I ever worked with that brand. So you see, when you exhibit lack of professionalism, it might not affect you as the model, because you always, most models always believe that they can always still work with other modeling agencies, right? But if you don't learn as a model, whatever you do would actually affect the agency. I lost that project with that brand subsequently. So I was no longer the agency that was not providing models for that brand anymore because of that singular act of that model. So as a model, any brand you're working for, any agency you're working for, always ensure to uphold professionalism at high esteem, and always try as much as possible to seek awareness, seek self-development, to understand professionalism, to help you align and be aware of certain things that you need to do, certain steps that you need to take. This doesn't just involves just me alone. It involves other agencies as well. So as models, you must always try as much as possible to learn, to grow. This will help you grow. When you seek counsel, you seek mentorship, right? From people who have been there, so that they can put you through and help you understand. Don't just go into modeling because you see your friend going into modeling and she's making money from it. Always try as much as possible to seek counsel, seek mentorship. It will help you navigate through the modeling industry and the event industry at large. And basically, it will help you in your entire life expectancies, right? It will help you in all areas of life, right? So always try as much as possible to grow, acquire self-development, acquire mentorship. If there's anything you do not know, ask questions, right? So you don't just fall into a ditch or just fall into the wrong hands or do the wrong thing, right? So that you don't just keep on doing the wrong thing at all times, right? Number 5, you should also consider the negative impact this could cause on you as a model and also on the agency, right? Posting unreleased content can potentially harm the brand's image and also affect future collaborations with you as the model. Like the story I gave on number 4, right? That model, I didn't get to engage with her any longer because of that incident that happened, right? This could also reflect negatively on the agency which represents you and also values the relationship with the client, right? They could miss out. They could lose that relationship with that client because of that model's negligence, right? That as a model, don't be too proud. Don't feel like if you don't work with this particular agency, you will still work with another agency. Always try to give it your best shot whenever you're working with any agency, right? You don't know where your big shot will come from. You don't know which agency, especially as you're a freelance model. You don't know which agency would bring you that top-notch brand that you have always dreamt of working with. So you must always try as much as possible to do your best and don't burn bridges. Be the best you can be in everything that you do. I will always make that statement because it is always very relevant. And don't neglect any agency you are working with. When they give you an instruction, you carry it out. Whenever they tell you do this, do that, don't measure agencies based on how many jobs they've given you, right? If this particular agency doesn't call you as much, you feel like, oh, this one doesn't come here, but they call you once in a while, right, for their gigs. And when you're selected for jobs, when you're selected for a brand, to represent a brand, you're not just going there for yourself alone, you're also representing the brand, right? That's why most agencies always take it on themselves, and they're always very, very careful about how they select models. They are very, very typical and meticulous on how they select models. They don't just select any model, right? They try as much as possible to be very careful with the kind of models they select, models that will represent them and also represent herself professionally in the presence of clients. So that is very important. So always seek mentorship, always try as much as possible to seek awareness, to grow. Don't just say because your friend is into modeling, you too, you also want to join modeling without getting tips, without getting understanding, without knowing the relevance and the importance of event staffing or modeling at large, right? Always try as much as possible to be the best you can be in everything that you do. Remember, respecting the confidentiality and release schedule of brands you work with is very crucial for maintaining professional relationship and upholding your reputation as a model, as a reliable and a respectful model in the modeling industry. If you find this video helpful, don't hesitate to turn on the notification bell to always get notifications whenever we post on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like our social media page, follow us, and share to your friends. See you in our next video. Thanks.